Well, I'll say this. That's a very large question. But I'll try to give you a little bit of insight on how I view hip hop and black music in particular. Well, black music and hip hop in particular. And so African American culture is very much different than African culture. You know, Africa is Africa. African Americans, we have a different experience.
Sure.
We went through chattel slavery. You know, we came from Africa to the Caribbeans, and then from the Caribbeans most of the time to North America. You know, we endured slavery, we endured sharecropping, we endured you know, Jim Crow, we endured, you know, we moved up north, we had these type of things. We endured segregated school systems, we endured integrated school systems, but low funding for our schools. Our instruments, our arts programs were taken away from us. And a lot of people say in the result of that, we created this subculture or this culture called hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? And out of that hip hop culture, which is very much also birthed out of the Jamaican, out of the West Indian, out of the Caribbean culture, out of the West African culture, but it's still very much American because, you know, DJ Kool Herc, he's from, you know, he's a Jamaican immigrant, you know what I'm saying? So when he's doing these parties up in the Bronx and he's setting up these turntables and he's playing the break beats over and over again, you know, some will say this is when hip hop is born, you know, in the Bronx. So, but it was born, why did people gravitate? Because we didn't have instruments. We didn't learn how to play instruments. We had to make music out of other people's music, which was jazz, which was disco, which was whatever was the popular music, R&B music at the time, which was also black culture. So hip hop culture is American culture, but American culture is black culture. Like America doesn't exist without indentured African servitude. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. America doesn't exist. America was built on the back of a lot of different factors. And one of them, a major factor was getting free labor for 400 years or however long slavery lasted. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So you built up this colony. You have all these people colonized are from another place. And now what do you got to do with them? Okay, well, you put them in certain areas and then they don't get the same access as the European descendants have. So they don't get the same schools. They don't have the same resources. So what do? They create this shit called hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're spinning on their backs in the streets. They're putting cardboard down. They're creating breakdancing. They taking graffiti. They didn't get art. Art classes were took away. So what they do, they start spray painting on the fucking walls and creating things. You know what I'm saying? So this birthed a culture, which is hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? Which is just a mixture of a lot of things that was birthed right here in America. But so it's very much black, it's very much Latino, it's very much African in its origins, right? African American, and even going back to Africa or Caribbean in its origins. But at the same time, I don't know if it doesn't exist without the conditions that were created by the colonizers. You know what I'm saying? Like if black people
it's very much birthed out of oppression.
It's birthed out of oppression, you know? Yeah. So it's like black people, I mean, it's like white people are almost just as responsible for hip hop as black people. But that's just a tricky thing. I'm not saying that it is a black culture, but it's an American culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can't forget the American part of it. You know what I'm saying? And sure. America was colonized and created by Europeans that came here and set it up. So it's like you can't have one without the other, you know? So white people are entitled to it. White people are entitled to be a part of it. They do have that right. But at the same time, me personally, from my viewpoint, they have to understand it and acknowledge it and have an understanding of what it means if you want to be a part of hip hop. Now, rap is a different thing. You know, rap came out of hip hop. This is to be consumed. This is to be sold. This is to be monetized. You know, can be commercialized. Rap is just a part of the hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is the culture. It's something that you live. Rap is something that you do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's another topic, but that's kind of how I frame it. I do believe that white people, I mean, it's art. All people are going to consume it. White people, black people, yellow people, red people, brown people, black, you know, they're going to, but at the end of the day, it is very much American. It just is.
And you need to have probably the right framework to operate from within to do it properly or do it in a way that's, I
Well,
guess.
just from my point of view, you know, I think that you just have to have an understanding of it. You have to have a, you want to, anything you do, man, you want to have an understanding of it, you know, whether you play a sport, whether you play an instrument, you want to understand where it comes from. You can master it and learn it to be dope, but you'll never be a full master until you fully understand where it comes from. You know, you might have a natural talent to sing. You might have a natural talent to be a dope rapper, but just because you dope and just because you're incredible at what you do, you still want to have an understanding of the greats and the people who laid the foundation before you. And, you know, regardless of what color you are.
Right on. Well, hey,
All right,
man,
my man.
thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing, and thanks for your thoughts. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having all of us on.
No,
I appreciate it.
it's all love.
Take care.
Peace. Yeah, that was a good question, man. See, I like when we can talk about purposeful things. All right, y'all. I'm about this motherfucker, man. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody staying on and having these good talks. We've been on for a little while now. But yeah, man, we're gonna do the damn thing again. I am not posting any more out the box challenges. The challenge, you can keep on posting them. You can keep on doing it. I'm not posting anymore. I gave my review yesterday, but I appreciate y'all for participating. We're gonna do another one, but yeah, man. Peace, love.